Good day, Dr. Lohana. My name is Becoming. My train number is 299018. Today I will present about the UX technique in design phase. The case study I chose is case study 5, which is travel planning apps for solo travel. Let me start my presentation. First is the introduction. The purpose is to critically analyze and debate the appropriateness of UX technique at different stages of the design cycle. The selected case study is case study 5, and the main goal is to evaluate this technique in context of constraint by a low budget. Next is the summary of the case study 5, travel planning apps for the solo traveler. The target user is for solo traveler, which is the age is between 18 until 35, especially for the woman and senior traveler. And for develop the apps, the key challenges is designing for all offline use and must be culture sensitive, especially when providing safety advice. And it must deliver urgent alerts in a way. And the design cycle is limited to 5 months and the budget is 300,000. And teams will involve one UX researcher, two UX designer, one localization specialist, and three developer. Next is the stage of design cycle. I would choose research and prototyping. And next is the selected UX technique is user interview, persona, and survey. And I will evaluate these three UX technique in the research and prototyping stages. And the first technique I choose is user interview. And the user interview will use in the research state. And the interview will conduct the interview with the solo traveler to understand their feel, their expectation or the app's needs. And the strength of the user for the strength of the interview is review motivation, emotions, and reasoning behind the user behavior. And it will get more data or more will get the data in more details way. And the limitations of the interview is maybe the language or cultural barrier and the time consuming. And for user interview, we compare with the survey. Survey will be do more faster and broader data collections, but it will lack emotional. And the survey also prefer for quantitative, but for interview, it prefer for qualitative understanding in context. And for doing the interview, it will have some factors considered. First is the time. Time is limited, but it can be managed. The resources is free access to user diversity and angle focus input from the specific demography. The second technique is user persona. It will be used in stage research and prototyping. The user persona will created using the data gathered from survey, interview, or other sources. And the strength of the personas is synthesis research into relatable user archetype and keep design aligned with user goals and the behavior. And the limitation of the user persona can be outdated or wrong if not based on the real data and might make users seem too similar and ignore the real difference. And for persona, we compare with the journal map. The journal map offers detailed scenario path but require more time. But persona chosen due to the lightweight implementation. And for persona, the factor considered to create the user persona is the budget. The budget is efficient and sustainable, and the project goal is quite user alignment for early stage design. The third or last UX technique we can use is survey. Survey is used in the stage research and prototyping. The process is that the team can distribute the online survey to a wide sample of solo traveler to gather the feedbacks. And the strength of the survey is fast scalable data collections from the diverse user and it will more efficient for gathering the quantity favor user. And limitation for the survey is limited depth and emotional context. It may require the question design to avoid the misunderstanding obvious. And we compare the survey with the A/B testing. A/B testing provide performance-based feedback but need interactive prototype. And survey are more feasible at the research stage. Research stage and suitable for the budget constraint. And the factor considered when doing the survey is the resource. The survey is more low cost and with available tools like Google Form, and the time is fast support and tight schedule. User diversity is enabled broad input. We can collect the data from from the various travel background. Next is recommendation for the design team. First, the teams can start with remote user interview to understand the key constant or understand the user need, and then use the data from the interview to build the personas and that guide inclusive and sensitive design and distribute the survey to validate the prototype quickly and affordability. And next is conclusion. And each UX vector serve distinct purpose in the design cycle. The chosen technique will align with project goal, constraint, and user needs. Summarize that the user interview provided deep insight, though they are slow and limited in scale. And personal help guide inclusive design when based on the real data or need accurate data. And survey offer quick and broad feedbacks but lack depth or lack context. And this is a reference. Thank you for the attention. Thank you, doctor.